What is merino wool? What are its benefits? Why is it so expensive? And is it worth it? And if I do buy it, what are the hitches involved? So I did a survey with our trekkers and found something very interesting. First, what is merino wool? It's not rocket science. Merino wool is nothing but the fleece of merino sheep. So merino sheep is a kind of sheep. They say its origins are in parts of Europe. So it's also called Spanish wool many times. But by now, these sheep have gone all over the world. So it is largely sourced from places like New Zealand, South Africa, the USA, Australia, everywhere. So this is basically what is merino wool. They shear the sheep. They use that to make this material out of it. Now, even within this, you get two kinds of merino wool. One is like a 100% merino wool, and the other is usually a blend where, there'll be a 60% merino wool and 40% will be a nylon or polyester blend. That's largely like what I'm wearing right now. What I'm wearing is actually merino wool. This is how it looks. So that covers what is merino wool. Moving on to the benefits of merino wool, lots of trekkers ask me, what is all this hype about? Very few people are actually aware about merino wool. So in my survey, only 5% of our trekkers were actually aware and had used merino wool. Similarly with our trek leaders also, who are trekking day in and day out in the mountains. But this 5% who've used merino wool really swear by it. And there are a few big benefits which they swear by. The first is that merino wool does not smell. I think this is the biggest benefit everybody talks about. And this is also the well-known benefit that even if you're sweating profusely wearing merino wool, you're not going to smell even after days of wearing it. Merino wool, much like a dry fit, wicks sweat away from your body, and it is also thermoregulator in the sense if you're trekking in a very cold place, it keeps you warm. If you're trekking in a very hot place, it keeps you cool as well. So I spoke to our trek leaders who have used it in temperatures, in winter Uttarakhand temperatures where the temperature drops to -10, -12 degrees. They have also used it in 35 degrees. I'm talking about the merino wool t-shirt here, and they found it comfortable in both these temperatures. So these few things of non-smelling, of actually wicking sweat away from your body, of being a thermoregulator, these seem to be the biggest benefits of merino wool, and all of them, you have to give it to it, it is worth it. Coming to the cons, I think merino wool is a material that is pretty fragile, in the sense if you're going for something that's 100% merino wool, it is basically the fleece of a sheep, so it requires a lot of maintenance. You can't just toss it into the washing machine with the rest of your clothes with a regular detergent. And if you use it very roughly over a long period of time, it does tend to get a lot of damage. So it is thoda high maintenance material. That is something you must keep in mind. A lot like any other wools, but this one a little more than that. Second, non-benefit is that it is expensive, which brings me to the cost of merino wool. Merino wool is known to be expensive. I was asking people why is it so expensive, and what I learned is the sheep of course is rare and the material is imported largely from countries like Australia, New Zealand, from South Africa. So when this is happening, it is going to be a lot more expensive. So you have to think about whether it is something you want to invest in or not. But having said that, is it something that you should invest in? You need to think twice, because only if you're trekking regularly or you're traveling regularly, then it's a sensible investment. But if you're going trekking maybe once or twice a year, then I really wouldn't recommend investing in something like this, because this material is something that you need to use regularly and you need to maintain regularly. It's not something that you can leave inside cupboard, take it out once a year. It is prone to a lot of damage. So it's something that you need to make a decision about how much you're going to be using it and whether it's worth it. But that is all you need to know about merino wool. If you have any questions, you can drop in a comment below. We have a lot of experts in our network, so we can help answer those questions for you. If you have any other topics you'd like us to cover around merino wool, around trekking gear, just drop in a comment on that as well. We will take it forward. We have shorter such clips on our Instagram and our YouTube shorts, so make sure you hit subscribe and the bell icon next to it, and also head out to Instagram and follow us on Indiahikes. You can also write to me on tws@indiahikes.com if you'd like me to answer any questions about the trekking world for you personally. That's all from me today on merino wool and its benefits, its cons, everything. We'll be back with more soon. Thank you for watching. I'm Swathi from Indiahikes.